Okay, you have made the most important and perhaps most difficult decision of your life, deciding your specialty and your future path, and you have, decided to be an ophthalmologist. Next, you're gonna be faced with the second most difficult headache of them all. Should I choose the Master Postgraduate Program of Ophthalmology or the parallel pathway with the FRC Ophthalmology of the UK? So if you want to learn more about the parallel pathway, click this video here. So if you are one of those junior doctors who are interested, in this week's video, the objectives is to compare both this pathway in microscopic details, coming up and creating my own factors to help you make up your mind. Should I take the parallel pathway or the master pathway? Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy and I'm an ophthalmologist based in Kuching and a mother of 3. I like to make videos about my life as an eye doctor and share my tips and advices to help you become an ophthalmologist in Malaysia as well. So if you want to get serious about becoming an ophthalmologist, stop wasting time and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell button. So before we start, disclaimer, I took the master pathway and I am the alumni of University of Malaysia. So obviously everything that is spoken here is just a representative of my personal opinion, mind and mind alone, through my own experience, and I hope that this will help you too. Because life is full of multifactorial etiologies, right? So please hit the like button to help my algorithm. So time, because we have very limited time on earth, youth only happens once and you can practically die anytime, right? So it is a very important consideration. And according to this table, both pathway same time lah. But basically what I want to say is that as long as you don't fail or you take it on time when you are supposed to take it and not defer or cancel, fail your exam, basically the timeline both are the same. So the second factor here that I will put up is money. Money is the second resources that I consider very, very important because first of all, I don't have much money in my bank as a junior doctor. In the master program, you don't have to pay for your tuition fee, you don't have to pay for your exams. Most of the ebooks that I got are actually free from the university library. I even got the original Microsoft Word program as well as the SPSS and EndNote program installed by the university IT team, which everything was great. EndNote is something that I highly recommend. You must install for your thesis and writing articles purposes. I only pay for some physical books that I want to keep and I want to read. But then again, I think every semester or every year or so, I actually receive a few hundred from the Bantuan Buku from the government and to buy some books. So that was pretty cool. So actually, I didn't really spend that much lah. I even got discounted KLIA Express student price whenever I want to travel back to Sarawak to visit my husband there. And even then, I made full use of these student prices everywhere. You know, you can check out the website for restaurants and cafes that accept this student card. That was pre-COVID time. So now probably things have changed. So you need to update lah. Check the updates from the website. Even going for conferences and courses, some of the courses also I claimed under the Latihan scheme funding with the department. Some of the courses I paid for myself. And even then, we had a special discounted price for being trainees. So apart from that, I packed my bags, my body and my family and moved across South China Sea, from Kuching all the way to Kuala Lumpur to University Malaya for training. However, my transfer flight, my cargo, even the shipment of my car was actually covered by the government. So basically what I paid for when I was in master program was that 2-year in-campus for my rental. What I spent was about, this is just a rough spending, 24,000 for my rental for 2 years and my petrol and gas for 2 years when I was in campus. I also changed all of my 4 tires because of a frequent long travel, but actually this is not covered under master program because these are the things that I would change anyways. It's just that because of it being in KL, I travel more with car, which is why I decided to put it in here as well. About 2,000 for courses, let's just say, and about 800 for books, those which are not covered by the yearly book fee that was given by the government. So for the 4 years that I was in the master program, I spent roughly about 33,600 ringgit. And for that reason, for me, if you have any monetary constraint, or if you are like me at that time, starting and growing and building my little family, babies need a lot of money, okay? Money can really get tight. So master way will be the better way for you lah. For the payroll, let's just say that the exam fees is just a rough estimation. This number, I got it from the official website of FRCOph, and the conversion rate, I actually converted it from pound to ringgit at the day of my, or the day of when I edit this video lah. So exam fee updated for 2020 is about £3,000. Question bank program, because when you are in FRCOph, you need to pay for the IQ or the MCQ bank, also with subscription. The lowest one I've checked online is £79, which is valid for 3 months, or the £99 one, which is valid for 9 months. It is free to use for the first 100 question, but takkan you want to use for 100 question only, right? So let's just say if I'm a parallel pathway student, I would probably choose the £99 one for both part 1 and part 2. It's valid for 6 months each, and total that I may have to spend is £200 total. So there's one FRCOph, which is actually a new MCQ question bank platform, and currently it is free to use. So if you are taking your exam now, cepat-cepat go and use it before they start to charge people for it. Ophthalmology book, currently there's no subsidy. So some of the books that I consider that you must have are Kanski, about 800 to 900 ringgit. Oxford, about, I say, 100 to 150 ringgit. I can't remember already. Other books, let's just say average about 300 ringgit each. So let's just say a total of 3,000 ringgit for books, and let's just say that you can be super resourceful and you can get some copies of ebook from your seniors or from your friends who are in the master program. I mean, ask them to share with you. So what books to use in the program, I may do a separate video on that, so let's just not go into detail. Money to attend ophthalmology conferences, let's just say 500. Let's just say 5,000 for the whole 4 years, because, well, you are not eligible to claim, so you have to pay everything for yourself, and that includes the hotel as well. 5,000, I think it's a little bit too little, but that's okay. Flights to go for your exam in either you want to take it in Singapore, India, or in the UK, and this price also changes by the day and the time that you're taking this exam. So let's just take the average So part 1, a reflection paper, you maybe decided to take it in Singapore because it's nearer, so the cheapest is, let's just say 500 ringgit, economy fare, because it's the closest. Part 2, you decided to take it in the UK, let's just say the rough estimate is 2,500 ringgit return tickets. It's actually that's quite cheap, but okay, never mind. And let's just say that it comes to a total of 3,500 for flights. So hotels for the exam and hotels for courses or conferences. I also don't know, 500 ringgit per night is the most economical way, and your expenditure in overseas, let's just say 3-day trip. So let's just say the part 1 and the refraction course, you decided to take it in Singapore again, 2,500. Probably allocate 5,000 ringgit to go to UK. So okay, let's just take a total average of 10,000 for hotels, and also for your daily use there. I think it's a little bit too little, but never mind. This is just an average and rough estimation. If any one of you listening who are an ex-student still remember how much you paid for your hotel exam, your hotel, your flights, and your exam fee, please do share it in the comments down below, and because this will really help the other students to estimate how much money they must have in the bank before they can take the exam. But let's not forget that for part 2 clinical exam, most of the candidates that I know, they actually travel to UK for a 6-month attachment in the UK to familiarize themselves with the local, more commoner diseases there. What learns about the patients, right? How to take a consent, how to counsel the patient, and what I heard are very quite important parts of the examination. So 6 months of attachment rental, food, living in the UK, including the economy flights, let's just say roughly about, I don't know, £1,000 per month. Is that quite a lot or quite little? I'm not too sure. I think that's quite tight, right? And usually when they stay there for 6 months, they will straight away take their exam there. So they will fly in 6 months before the exam date so that they can be attached for 6 months, study there, live there, and they will take the exam. Hopefully they'll pass in one go and then fly back, so that they don't have to spend extra money, time, effort in the UK. Twice the amount that you will have to pay, 70,000 to 80,000 ringgit that you may need to complete the whole examination in FRCoph, provided that you didn't fail. And because when you fail, you need to pay extra for the fee, for the hotel, and for the flight, and for extra attachment. So yeah, a senior of mine actually said that he failed before and that he has spent more than 100,000 just to pass this FRCoph certification. So then now you have to do your own math. Whatever I'm saying here is just a rough estimation. Things may change. You may have more luxury to buy more books than what I've allocated here, or you may have resources. You may have relatives in the UK where you can save up on your rent. So you have to do your own math. So with the money talk usually comes with the bond talk. So factor number 3 I would say is bond. So a short synopsis is that Master Pathway has always been viewed as the most conventional one, at least in Malaysia. It is a sponsored program by the government of Malaysia under the MOE and MOH. And of course, you are bonded because you are sponsored, which may seem easy on the pocket at first. You will be bonded for 5 to 7 years after you have completed the program, or you can choose to break the bond for 100,000 ringgit. So meanwhile, the external paper pathway is not sponsored. Everything is self-paid, and that is why you are not bonded as well. You need to pay twice as much than you will ever need to spend for master. For master, if you never tukar your tire, then it won't be so expensive. I don't know why I put it there. It may be more if you fail your first attempt, especially in parallel. So my next point will help to determine if it is worth the monetary sacrifice, which is, what are your plans after your specialization? Do you want to continue to serve in the public sector, in the government? Do you like to serve the local community and the people in the government sector, cataract camps, or eventually you would like to be the policymaker in the government setting, or that you choose the pension scheme? So then you won't really mind the additional 5 to 7 years bond of working in the government. So you can just keep on working as you normally would. But if you are those people who you have already set your eyes in the more lucrative private practice, so if you want to practice in the UK or you want to go overseas, definitely you need to take FRCoph paper. So it is actually an investment into yourself, because you will be earning everything back in no time. And so I think what are your plans after your specialization really factors into consideration. So my point number 5 is the program structure. For me personally, I think that the master program is a very well-structured program. It's carefully planned and tailored by our distinguished lecturers and experienced professors and consultants, both in the Ministry of Health as well as the Ministry of Education, to form the whole 4-year syllabus for you all, us . So there are lectures, classes, ward rounds, and many clinical and non-clinical ways of teaching and learning that is incorporated through the system by the many years of their experience to teach you and guide you. So you will have a supervisor who is your mentor and your personal guidance. And to me, that is one of the best thing about master, because having a supervisor means you have someone to ask. Anything that you do not know, even how to write a thesis paper or how to write a case publication, it eliminates all the guesswork and all the trials, all the errors that you have to take, because you got someone to ask, someone who already know what to do and how to advise you, so you don't have to waste time making mistakes. So yeah, these kind of certain ways, I think having a supervisor or mentorship is extremely advantageous actually. On the other hand, parallel pathway, you are basically really on your own, because you are not anybody's responsibility. No one is really remind you to go and sign up for your FRCoph, your exam is coming this course is coming, this conference is coming, you want to join. For the majority part of the time, you're actually on your own and you're responsible for your own progress. And my next point will help to decide which program structure is more suitable for you. Basically, what type of student that you are. So for me, it really boils down to your level of dependency as a student. Are you a disciplined student? Can you track your own progress? Can you set your own study schedule, set your own syllabus, what you want to study, and study plan, and then stick to it? Well, if you can, probably then you won't have any problem being the sole decision maker, supervisor of your own in the parallel pathway lah. But if you are not so independent and you rather have someone else decide everything for you because you first time in the program, how you know which course is important, and you prefer to have a mentorship, so maybe a master program may be more suited for you lah. For me, it really helped me at that time having a professor that it really keeps me on my toes and make sure that I did not slack in the master program. So the next point will explain why I wasn't the perfect master student. Other commitments. I'm sure every one of us are committed to becoming a specialist at any point of our life. I mean, we have already signed up for this master program and we want to be a specialist, but we may have other life commitments which are maybe more important at that moment of time than to submit a abstract for presentation, let's just say. So family commitment is a very strong factor that you absolutely have to take into consideration. Are you planning to get married? Are you planning to have children? These are all very valid questions. If you have not set your priorities straight, you may get confused and dejected along the way. And then you will be burdened down by stress, Depression will come, stress, anxiety, that sort of thing. And I do not want you to have that sort of stress in life. Stress during master was undeniably high, and somehow when I look at the people in a parallel pathway, you will have then more freedom to design your life because you are not structured by the exam dates of the master, which is actually preset. You have the space and the luxury to decide when you want to take the exam, or if you decide to postpone or you decide to defer your examination, then of course the timeline, which is point number 1, will definitely differ. I just want to remind you that this is not a race. Who finishes first, who reaches the end line first. This is not a kiasu competition race. This is your own personal journey. The last point is number 8, the research work. So if you absolutely hate researching, then this point is not applicable to you lah. But if you are really that type that is into writing lah and researching lah, and you dream of one day finding a cure for retinitis pigmentosa or retinoblastoma, then you must hone your research inquisitive mind during the early stage of your career life, as in now. I feel that during the master program, having forced to have to complete a thesis research as the part 3 master exam, it is the most perfect paksarela thing that is good for me to learn during this period lah. Learn for the first time how to write a thesis proposal, like what statistics to use and how to conduct a study, how to do literature search, how to cite properly. The good part about it is that there is a supervisor who will guide you all along. I feel that in the master program, you may be better exposed to proper researching of methodology and conducting of a thesis or a trial in the future. For parallel pathway, of course, you can learn like everyone else. I'm not saying that it is not possible. Everything is possible. For you, your learning may be longer, maybe. If there is someone who already know what they are doing to show you the ways, and it will cut all the beating around the bush. So, yep. So these are my 8 factors that I would advise you to consider, these multifactorial factors to help you see and determine which pathway is more suitable for you. And I hope you have find this video helpful and valuable. Comment down below on what other topics that you want me to cover. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!